Hello everybody. Well, this is quite an old pour actually, and I'm just getting around to putting it together for a little video. So I thought with this canvas I'm trying to use up, I thought I would try to use some colors of sort of night sky, maybe some northern light colors. So I think what I had in there was some black, some ultramarine blue, some aqua. There's a little bit of lime green in there, and some possibly there was some magenta, or not magenta, yeah, prism violet probably. So I swiped it there, and I'm just going to roll the colors down. I'm not worried about cells in my paintings generally, so I don't care that they're stretching out. Um, Usually I paint on my pours once they're dry, so um, the pour itself for me isn't the end result. I like to work on it further. So um, the importance of having some cells there, if I were to just let it dry on its own, really isn't that big of a deal for me, because half the time I paint right over them, or I end up removing them anyway, so I try not to focus too much on that. Um, and what I did there was um, it was a little thick and running a little slow, so on the sides I just spray some water and it helps move it along. Again, I'm not worried about how the pour dries, because I can always paint around areas and paint away areas that didn't dry very nice, so I just work with what I have once it's dry. So there I'm just swiping along the edge to sort of match it up with the other center sections of the painting. And again, I know there's a big streak there at the bottom right into the black, but it's no big deal because I can paint over that. Um, Actually, when you paint on your pores, it gives you a lot of freedom not to worry about what the pour is going to look like once it's dry, because you can always repaint. Um, I absolutely love drip painting and spraying water and getting really unique designs and patterns happening. They're really organic and natural when you use water is something I really like to do as well. So I will just let you watch. It's lots of just playing around with the paint, and at the very end, again, I will show what I've done with the painting, but I didn't show all the process. Um, and there wasn't really much to it. I did it in an afternoon. So here, actually, I'm just dripping down some black paint, and I want to form a little bit of tree-like patterns. So I continue to add some black paint to this side, and spraying a little water, of course, thins it out and makes it run, and you get some little trailing off patterns that happen when you add water. So that was what I was doing there. All right, I will just let you watch for a bit and tell you what I've done at the end. You'll see what I've done. You may have seen it posted on the social media pages, so you might already know. And I hope you enjoy the video. Usually about this point I start really thinking about what I might be able to do with the painting further. And so I'm just trying to, with my palette knife, just kind of roughly shape in uh, some of the fluid parts of the tree, so um, it's got a little more flowy look to it than when I go in and paint with my brushes later. So I wanted this area of the trees that are in the painting to be of the fluid paint, if that makes any sense, rather than me painting them. So I wanted them to look really abstract and kind of funky, I guess. Um, so just popping out the air bubbles here, and pretty soon we'll see what I start working on next. Yeah, for a while there I was pulling out some little paint chunks and things, and as I was kind of working, I dropped my tweezers right dead center there across that blue part. So that's what that little line is. So I just let it kind of absorb and figure out later if it's gonna be a problem, or at that point you can see it. And I thought, well, I'll just end up putting something there in the end. So you shall see what happens there. From this angle you can kind of get a better picture of the tree shapes that I put in on the sides there. So that's why I did that, and you can see where I dropped the tweezers, and that just tells me I have to put something there. Later I go over those colors with a little bit of light glazing and bring them out a little better. And here coming up I start working on the fluid tree, and that's just bits of fluid paint that you work into a tree shape. One of my favorite things to do. And coming up here I start to define the tree a little more. I added in the copper leaf deer. There's 4 of them. I always look for free reference photos for those and kind of pick out what I think will look nice together. So that's what I did. I did the copper leaf. I'm not a big fan of gold leaf. I like the look of copper better, but I do like gold leaf. Anyway, I added a little bit of the copper leaf throughout the tree as well, and added in some darker areas and some highlights, and the white was fluid at the time as well. So everything dried in stages, and then I painted a little bit over the painting in areas where I wanted to bring out some of the colors a little better. And it was just a fun afternoon project, with the deer itself. But that was a quick one, and Happy New Year to you all, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.